Anger has begun pouring out onto the streets, and the chorus of voices growing stronger. It has been 5 days since the body of a 22-year-old was found in Rohtak, gang raped, brutalized and mutilated. But no fresh arrests have been made, and the police has only made a mockery of this family's plight.
The police is trying to link these six suspects with any kind of evidence of crime or any kind of proof that they can find to arrest them. Only 2 arrests in this case has been made at this point of time.
But their story isn't theirs alone. It is the story of every other household in Haryana. 22-year-old gang raped, mutilated and murdered in Rohtak. In Gurugram, a girl was gang raped in a moving car. In Rewari, a 10-year-old has been raped and impregnated by her stepfather. In Murthal, several women dragged out of cars and raped on the highway. Is the safety of these women not a priority for the government of Haryana? As Haryana's daughters scream, the otherwise outspoken Chief Minister is conspicuous by his absence. How many more Nirbhayas will it take for the government of Haryana to wake up and act? Mirror Now report.
We're asking the question over and over again, and every day the evidence piles up against the government. Haryana is not a safe place for women. There is no doubt about it. If it was a safe place for women, then in Gurugram, the 3 men who raped a girl from outside of her home in a moving car all night in the city of Gurugram would have been arrested. They have not been arrested. The police have not been able to identify them. The only headway they have made is to put out one sketch of one suspect. If Haryana was a safe place for women, then the Chief Minister of Haryana would have visited the family in Rohtak who are mourning the death of their daughter, and also, might I point out, forcing the police to investigate something that the police is not inclined to do. If Haryana was a safe place for women, schoolgirls wouldn't have to go on a hunger strike for 7 days. 7 days until a few of them were hospitalized before the government took note of the fact that they were finding the route between home and school unsafe. Haryana and its Chief Minister needs to very quickly sit up and take note of what's going on. Because if it doesn't, what they're seeing happen right now in Rohtak, where people went out last night with candles demanding action, where people burnt effigies of the Chief Minister demanding action because they're disappointed, this will spread across the state and likely also across the country. Where is the Chief Minister of Haryana? When is he going to come out and do the thing that the government has promised to do, which is Beti Bachao? Kaun bachayega hamari betiyon ko? Who will take responsibility? Our phone lines are open right now from the very beginning of the show. Joining me on the show to represent the government of Haryana is Raman Mallik, spokesperson of the BJP in Haryana. Bishwajit Bhattacharya is the former Additional Solicitor General of India. Mr. Bhattacharya, thank you for joining us. Sujay Kantawala, senior advocate in Mumbai. Swapnil Kothari, also senior lawyer who joins us. Brinda Adige, women's rights activist in Bangalore. Naseer Abdullah is an actor in Mumbai. Anuja Kapoor is a lawyer and a criminal psychologist and a social activist. I welcome my entire panel to this conversation. Mr. Raman Mallik, you were here 2 days ago. You promised us action. Where is the action, Mr. Mallik?
Ma'am, the action on all the 2 cases that you referred on that day also has been on the track. Investigations are on. SIT is in action. The 2 prime accused have been nabbed. The rest investigation is totally on the track, and they are trying to get hold. If any, they are whatever are going to be there. That is about the Rohtak case. About the Gurugram case.
Don't move so quickly. Don't move so quickly, Raman Mallik. Don't move so quickly. Don't move so quickly. Just yesterday on this show, let's go case by case. Let's go case by case. You said that the investigation is underway. Let me point out to you that we played on this channel a response from the SP Sonipat, who pointed out the fact that he got the parents of the girl to arrive at a compromise when they first filed a complaint. What action has been taken against him?
please understand. Let's not disgrace the let's not spoil the debate. Let me at least answer the primer thing that you had asked, and then you can start off with the other thing. Please, as per the Gurugram case is concerned, the sketch has been issued, and whatever you've been claiming that the car was in Gurugram, it was not in Gurugram, it was in parts of Delhi adjoining Gurugram. So that much of case you must also tell the fact on the television. The third thing which is there is a DCP, 2 ACPs, 1 inspector and 2 other ASIs and the other team. That is the team which is looking into it. If you understand the seriousness of the entire setup that has been done on this Gurugram case and all other requisites, which are whether it is the medical examination or other things, they are all been done. Whether there's a requirement of a third party NGO to do counseling and other things, that is also in place. Please tell me.
Without spoiling the debate, may I rebut, please? Without spoiling your debate, may I rebut, please, Mr. Raman Mallik? The seriousness of this issue is the fact that a 22-year-old girl was kidnapped outside of her house in Gurugram, was raped all night by 3 men whom the police have not been able to identify after 5 days. You are telling me now that I should keep in mind the fact that the car also travelled in Delhi. So if the car, are you telling me this serious team of police officers that you have put together, once a car crosses from Gurugram to Delhi, they completely lose sight and they can no longer identify that car, that it's in Delhi, so we don't know what this car is. There are no CCTV camera footage, cameras that we can summon out of Delhi to take a look at where this car went. This car drove around Delhi, you tell me, all night, and you are not able to trace either the car number or the driver. Is that what you want me to believe with the seriousness of the investigation that you have put together?
See, we have already issued a 2 lakh rupees reward on any information which leads to the arrest of these culprits. Number 1. Number 2, we are doing a lot of things which cannot be narrated because this would spoil the investigation. But yes, I can assure you that we are doing things. The entire team of these people, which includes whatever the ranks I've told you, they are on the job.
On the job,
and very soon results are going to be there. Now, investigation in such crimes.
Investigation in such crime takes time. Raman Mallik, why?
There's no photographic evidence. If there's no photographic evidence, we have to go through a sketch. How do you expect me?
Are you telling me there isn't a single CCTV camera on any street anywhere in Gurugram?
They are doing all their intelligence.
There's no CCTV footage on any street anywhere in Gurugram. You have no video camera footage at all.
Does not have one. If that particular spot does not have one, is it my fault?
I'm glad you accept. Yes, it is. You are the government. Putting cameras and lights on street is exactly your fault.
Let's talk logic.
You walked into that one, Raman Mallik.
For some time I've been understanding, the last debate on this, you have a particular agenda against Haryana or what?
Yes. I can't. Okay, so Raman Mallik, before we go down this road and you start to upset everybody, let me just point out to you for your benefit, the job of the state government is law and order. The job of the state government is street lights. The job of the state government is CCTV cameras. The job of the state government is, and I'm going to say it slowly so you can follow me, keeping every woman in Haryana safe so that she is not raped and molested and killed on her way to school or work is incidentally the job of the Haryana government. Now you can look it up in various political science textbooks if you need to, but that is by definition the job of the state government, Mr. Raman Mallik. Over the last 2 days, you have first asked me if it is your job to keep women safe. Then you asked me if it is your job to put CCTV cameras. Now you're asking me about street lights. I think we know what's happening to this debate. If you come completely unprepared about what the state government is supposed to do and not supposed to do, Sujay Kantawala.
Can you give me one state?
Let me say, I've been hearing Mr. Mallik. I've been hearing Mr. Mallik. These are normal answers which we are hearing every day. There is nothing new about it. Why can't, sir, you be sensitive? Why can't you be sensitive to the nation and the people of Haryana? All the women are watching this debate. Every day they roam on our streets, they do things normally what everyone is supposed to do. Why do they have a fear psychosis? Why don't you be sensitive? All I'm saying today is, I'm not saying that your investigation should be done in a particular manner. I'm sure you're doing your best, but there are no results. So why don't you be sensitive? Why don't you come out plain and be sensitive and say that, look, I will see to it personally. All of us will see to it personally that this does not repeat. All of us will see to it that these kind of psychos that are roaming around, there will be a fear psychosis in them. They should shiver, their spine should shiver at the thought of trying to even molest a girl in Haryana. So it's not Haryana that is being targeted, it's the woman in India that is today under threat. And Haryana is case specific, so we are talking about it. So therefore don't try to be sensitive, that is all I'm saying.
Well, the thing that the Haryana government lacks most of all is sensitivity. Naseer Abdullah, if every woman who has ever spent more than an hour in Gurugram will tell you that Gurugram is a nightmare for women, and the further interior into Haryana you go, the scarier it is. There is something horribly wrong with the law and order situation, that if today, if any of us, one second Raman Mallik, if any of us assume that Gurugram was a city, that it will be in some way safer, we've just been taught in the last 4 days, then that it is not a city? That Gurugram is not a city, that it is not safe?
Ma'am, Gurugram is not so. There's an effective ploy to malign Gurugram by you. I am saying this.
I strongly detest to this statement.
Raman Mallik, I am not even going to acknowledge what you said by responding to it. We are, let me remind you, we are talking about a 23-year-old girl who was kidnapped, and let me say it slowly so you can understand, who was kidnapped and raped all night for 5 hours in a moving car. She then had to beg for her life because the people who were raping her intended to kill her.
That's right.
She begged for her life. They threw her out into the street and drove away. You call that an attempt to malign your reputation? You have, for some reason, you think this is about your reputation? You think that somebody on this channel cares about your reputation? There are women who are being torn limb for limb. There are women who are being brutalized. Their faces are being run over with vehicles. What does your reputation or the reputation of Gurugram have anything to do with something like this?
And Faye, may I say one more thing? More than 40 cases yesterday we were told by an activist. More than 40 cases of rape have been compromised.
I will
compromise rape cases.
You know, forgive me for not caring about Raman Mallik's reputation or the reputation of Gurugram in front of the life of any woman. I do not see the balance, Raman Mallik, and I do not understand where you're coming from. It seems completely insensitive to me. Naseer Abdullah.
This government is not of... This government has always been committed to 2.5 crore people of Gurugram, not any gender or caste.
Yeah, the CM was 9 kilometers away from the house of the victim, and the CM then again went back. So that is
Haryana. Mr. Abdullah, go ahead.
We do not do, these segregation in gender.
Mr. Raman Mallik, I have a question to ask you. Actually, what you're saying is everything is being apparently done to investigate the matter and to come to a conclusion and find out the culprits, etc. Wonderful. The question that actually comes to my mind, sir, is this, that when a situation like this happens, you do your bit and appoint so-and-so and a commissioner of the police and this man and that man. But the point is, you need to think, we all need to think, why is all this happening? Why? Because it'll happen again and again and the same thing and the blame shifting, etc. What we need to do is, sir, to find out really why is this happening? Why? We in India have never really cared about maintaining the integrity of the Indian woman. We speak of them like Devi and goddesses and Beti Bachao and all that, but that's all on the surface of it all. Really, there should be a law. Besides the law, sir, I'm not joking about this, I'm a duffer, but everybody will agree with me when I say that you need to educate our men from the beginning when they are born and beyond. You need to educate them. How do you treat your women? You teach them to make money. You teach them to become astronauts and bankers and everything else, but we never teach them how to behave with our female equivalents. Nothing has been done. This should be done in the schools. This should be an educational thing. Well, something has to be done.
Naseer Abdullah, I acknowledge what you're saying, that something needs to be done. I'll tell you what needs to be done. We know from evidence that we have run on this channel for the last 2 days that the parents of the victim in Sonipat went to the police complaining that she was being stalked, complaining that she was being harassed, and they were sent away. We have on camera the SP of Sonipat acknowledging that there was a compromise achieved between families and they were sent away. What sort of compromise will a girl's family arrive at when it comes to their daughter being harassed? This is, and we have pointed out, and the legal advisors on this channel have pointed out, that no such compromise is legally possible, that the police is not filing FIRs, the police is not doing their jobs, and we have a clear law against that as well. But none of it is being implemented. And the reason that is not happening is because it is the job of the state government. Now, to respond to your allegation, Raman Mallik, that I am doing this out of some sort of personal hatred for either your reputation or the reputation of the state, let me answer this way. Suresh Chauhan is the Sarnpanch of Gothra. He helped organize the candlelight protest last night. He is a citizen of your state, Raman Mallik. He has never met me before. I have never spoken to him before. Suresh Chauhan is on the phone line. Suresh Chauhan ji, he's live. Suresh Chauhan joins us right now on the show. चौहान जी, आप बताइए, रमन मलिक का कहना है कि हम ये सब हरियाणा के नाम खराब करने के लिए कह रहे। आपने कल रात को प्रोटेस्ट क्यों की?
मैम एक्चुअली परेशान थे ये बच्चे। हेलो,
हाँ, आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है, आप बताइए, बोलिए आप।
सॉरी मैम, एक बार अगेन।
हाँ, सुरेश जी, मेरा सवाल ये है कि रमन मलिक जो है, जो बीजेपी के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है हरियाणा से, उनका ये कहना है कि हम पूरी स्टोरी इसलिए बना रहे हैं कि हमको हरियाणा का नाम खराब करना है। आप लोगों ने कल रात को प्रोटेस्ट क्यों की?
मैम ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। जो आपको आपने एक्चुअली रियलिटी जो ये है कि भाई बच्चे जो थे परेशान थे रियल में, ये सारी दुनिया ने देखा है। ये जो बच्चे हैं 16-17 सालों से करीब परेशान है बिल्कुल ही। मैं भी खुद पढ़ा हूँ, मैं भी परेशान रहा हूँ। मैं खुद अपनी जो गांव की कोई भी फैसिलिटी होती है, मतलब कोई भी गांव के अंदर कोई भी किसी टाइप का वो होता है, हर चीज़ से सुविधा से गांववासी रह जाते हैं। इस तरह बच्चे जो हैं, हेलो,
हाँ बोलिए,
हेलो हेलो मैम, ये बच्चे जो हैं अपने स्कूल में पढ़ने जाते थे, रास्ते में इनके साथ दिक्कत होती बहुत सारी, और उन दिक्कतों से परेशान होकर इन्होंने मेरे को कहा था कि भाई हमें ये दिक्कत है, हमें ये परेशानी है। और मैंने इनकी जो प्रॉब्लम थी, जो असामाजिक तत्व इनको परेशान करते हैं रास्ते में, और भी बहुत सारी दिक्कतें थी, उसके लिए मैंने हमारे पास में जो चौकी लगती है, पुलिस चौकी ढेड़ा में, उनको मैंने लिखित में भी लेटर दिया था कि हमारी जो बच्चियाँ जाती है पढ़ने के लिए, उनकी प्रोटेक्शन की जाए, उनकी पुलिस सहायता दी जाए। उनको ऐसे असामाजिक तत्व उनको परेशान कर रहे हैं। तो पुलिस ने करीब हफ्ता 10 दिन तो उनकी हेल्प करी थी, उनके साथ आते जाते थे। तो हेलो,
All right. So here we have evidence, Mr. Raman Mallik, that this has nothing to do with my personal feelings about either Haryana or about your government or about you personally. I want to bring in I want to bring in Bishwajit Bhattacharya. Mr. Bhattacharya, thank you for joining us. There is a clear problem right now in the state of Haryana as far as safety for women is concerned. Is it a law and order crisis, Mr. Bhattacharya?
This is a crisis of the highest order. I've been greatly saddened, if I may say so far by listening to the, gentlemen. You know, innocent lives have been lost in a most cruel, ghastly and dastardly manner. Now is the time to ponder and mourn how this could have prevented. An assurance from the state that this shall not happen again, and the culprits must be brought to book immediately. But nobody is personally blaming anyone. It's a failure of the state machinery.
And see,
to save
Mr.
one
it's fair to say that nobody is
life.
personally blaming anyone, but if the state machinery is failing, there is one man with whom the buck stops, and that is the Chief Minister of Haryana. The state machinery is responsible and finally reports to the Chief Minister of Haryana. So if there is one individual who needs to take responsibility, it is Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar. Where is...
No.
Where is Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar? Why hasn't he given us a response? Why hasn't he responded to the people who are protesting on the street? Why hasn't he responded to the schoolgirls? Why hasn't he responded to the family? Where is Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar?
You are asking me a question, I am answering that question.
Go ahead, sir.
Nobody is disputing that the Chief Minister is not singularly responsible. The vicarious responsibility stops at him. I am not disputing that. But I am raising a far broader issue. The broader issue is to save one innocent life. Government of India has moved the International Court of Justice. And tomorrow we are going to have a verdict at 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And here innocent lives are being butchered, they are being raped, they are being murdered, and we are hearing lectures of insensitivity. What I meant, you perhaps mistook me, you perhaps did not appreciate what I am trying to say. It is not a question of fastening any individual liability and responsibility. Now, it's a collective responsibility. It's a failure of the machinery. Law and order is a state subject. And if a state of a democratically elected government, it is not enough to win an election. It is not enough to become a minister. It is not enough to become a member of the Legislative Assembly. You must protect the life of the innocent. And the Nirbhaya judgment, which was pronounced by the Supreme Court, just a few days back said, a nation which cannot protect.
Right. So a government that cannot protect half the population is a government that has failed. Let's be very honest about this, and I'll open this up to all of my panelists. If there is anybody here who believes that this government, centre and state,
I can't.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Mr. Bhattacharya. If there is anyone on this panel who believes that either centre or state has managed to Beti Bachao in the last 3 years, please feel free to correct me. But in my opinion, this government has completely failed. Brinda Adige,
should not recur.
Brinda Adige, this is unfortunately a problem that happens all over the country. Mr. Bhattacharya, 1 minute, sir. Let's hear the women on the panel. Mr. Bhattacharya, 1 minute, sir. Let's hear the women on the panel. Brinda Adige, police all over the country send away women saying, "Rehne do, ki fark pende, let it be." Why do you want to ruin someone's life? Why do you want to go in this whole court kacheri ka mamla? Aap log ghar wapas jao. This is the seed of the problem. It happens as we have established without doubt. It has happened in this case in Haryana, and it has costed a life. It is high time the state government took responsibility, Brinda.
You're absolutely right, Faye. The state government has to take responsibility. They are accountable for the safety of every citizen. And the safety of women, who comprise more than 50% of the population, is their primary responsibility. They cannot ever say, what can I do? What more can I do? You have to do everything within your power and authority which you have vested in you, because the system functions based on what you discuss, what you decide, and the orders that you pass. The administration will listen to you because you are elected representative. After all the talk that you gave somebody from the BJP who is sitting there, you have still not suspended the police officers who had refused to take the case of this lady. True. The mother had come to file a case. What is the assurance you are giving to the women of Haryana that you are very, very strict and you are very concerned about women's safety. You haven't extended any kind of assurance. There is no confidence that you have reiterated in the women of Haryana. How can you say you're doing everything in your power? You're not doing it. It has to be your primary responsibility. You are accountable. You have power with you. You cannot say, what can I do?
You're very right, Brinda. Let me also point out something. Brinda said something very important. You have to keep 50% of your population safe. Let me point out that in Haryana, 50% of the population is not women. The sex ratio is completely, the gender ratio is completely off. And it has been widely reported that the state of Haryana inflated its gender ratio numbers this year in order to make itself look good. This is a state that takes absolutely nothing seriously when it comes to women. Absolutely nothing seriously. The Times of India, I'm reading it off the front page, 8 out of 10 districts in the first quarter of this year found that the girl child numbers were misreported in order to make the state look better. What do you take seriously? Why are you sitting here and telling me, realize the seriousness of this matter? Let me point out to you, Mr. Raman Mallik, that as a woman, when I read about sharp instruments being inserted into someone's body, as a woman, when I read about someone's face being smashed in with a brick, I physically realize the seriousness of this matter. You may not, but I do. And this is why it upsets me this much. For a state that has inflated numbers of gender ratio, I think now is the time for the state government to apologize and for the chief minister to simply resign. Swapnil Kothari.
Mr. Mallik, I have a very, very strong reservation to the statement that you made that yesterday, I think day before yesterday, when you said that you will file a criminal case against one of the panelists. I vented the reservation. Today, I have another reservation. You have cast aspersions on the channel and on the anchor of this channel, who I can vouchsafe was absolutely impartial when it comes to states and is based and raises topics, not state issues, topics that concern all of us and that form the quandaries of our great democracy. Rajasthan, Mumbai, Bangalore, all have been taken into account for all their fallacies that have been presented. And likewise, Gurugram, as far as this particular aspect is concerned. So to state that this is a ploy to deface and demean Gurugram, I might say that this statement of yours is a ploy to protect the police people within your state. That's one. Number two, I think the police is definitely wearing blinkers and going around doing its job by wearing blinkers. I refuse to believe that since the past 4 to 5 days, if a girl has been raped for 5 hours and the car has been roaming around from Delhi to Gurugram, there is not a single CCTV camera which has captured its number, its make of the car, and also probably of the people who are sitting inside the car and doing something which they're absolutely not supposed to do. Now, I'm astonished at the fact, as far as the Rohtak case is concerned, that not even that particular police officer on duty, who was that person on duty at that point in time who refused to take the case. His name has not been revealed. His name has not been revealed. It has definitely the police know about it, naturally, and I'm sure even the people who run the administration know about it.
Let me point out, Swapnil, when our reporter asked for the name, and she was very specifically sent saying, ask the SP for the name of the duty officer who was there, who was in the police station when the complaint was filed. He said, these details are not important. This is not important. Let me also point out that the Special Investigative Team that is currently investigating the crime is also investigating the culpability of its own police officers. That again seems to me like a conflict. I don't believe that we will get justice that way. I want to bring in Anuja Kapoor. Anuja Kapoor, it seems like there are effigies of the Chief Minister being burnt on the street. Either he comes out and he acknowledges that his system failed, or he simply resigns, Anuja.
Definitely he should be resigning, but before he resigns, I think he should take the accountability, responsibility and guilt. Guilt for not being able to secure his own people for whom he was being elected. Guilt for not providing the security. Guilt for not abiding with the law. And the Constitution of India, as I am a lawyer also, even I know, and as Mr. Mallik, he said, talking about Constitution of India on that day, it clearly says Article 38 and 39, it is the state who needs to provide with not only with the death certificate and the life certificate, it is even with the certificate of the well-being of the society. So I think very clearly we need to understand And I definitely will plead from your channel to all the audience, please from the next time, only vote to those people who perform now, not after the vote. So if they perform now, then vote. So this is how they will know that how you scrutinize them, how they are being scrutinized and how the points are being resisted. So this is really important because they have taken the majority, they've taken the votes, they've taken the human beings, which include the women also, because the women are not being considered as the human beings, they're only being the voters. So, and this is a merely, he should resign. I am definitely asking that he should resign.
Incidentally, Mr. Khattar was actually born in Rohtak. He was born in Rohtak, where these two crimes have taken place. Why isn't he more upset? I still don't understand. Technically, the victims in these crimes are his family. They're from his neighborhood. Why isn't he more upset? Raman Mallik, please tell me. If you tell me that I'm just doing this to make Haryana look bad, how is it in Rohtak right now there is a 10-year-old girl who is pregnant from rape who now has to have an abortion? Please tell me how we arrived at this day where on national television we're talking about a child who is pregnant, who had to go to court for permission to have an abortion in Rohtak. How is this possible? What sort of horrible world do things like this happen in, Raman Mallik?
First of all, I need to answer six or seven people that are there, and if you let me, I would be highly obliged. First, let me go on to the Rivari thing. As per the Pradhan ji sitting over there, Sarnpanch ji, if I'm permitted to talk in Hindi, I can ask him.
Please do. It's a bilingual channel.
कि हमारे यहाँ पंचायतों को यह अधिकार है कि अगर वो अपने यहाँ ठेका नहीं चाहती कहीं पे, तो वो लिख के एक पर्टिकुलर तरीका है उससे एक जनमत देकर दे सकती हैं और वो वहां से हटेगा. ये प्रावधान उनके पास है. सेकंड, विच इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, इन द कल्चर ऑफ हरियाणा, हमारे यहाँ पंचायतों के बीच में अगर कोई समाज में, इफ देयर इज एनी प्रॉब्लम इन द सोसाइटी, इन द पंचायत वी सिट डाउन. अगर दूसरे गांव की भी पंचायत है तो हम वहां बात करते हैं, और जो भी लोग सामाजिक ऐसे लोग जो तकलीफ दे रहे होते हैं, वी सिट डाउन एंड सॉल्व इट. व्हाट एफर्ट्स वर मेड. 2, 3, a very important thing.
Hang on.
4 days back,
are suggesting that these girls went on a 7-day hunger strike for no good reason?
That this thing would be, this is accepted. The demand is accepted. Please let me answer, Faye. There is no point if I do not answer every point that has been raised. Why am I here? Am I here to just take some kind of, a punch shot at? Let me at least answer the point. So 4 days back, the Education Minister had categorically said that this thing is approved. There are certain standard procedures which we crossed just to satisfy these children. There are children too, and that is how this thing was attained. That is number one. Number two, when you showed about Muthal, there was certain media people, reporters who were found guilty and who accepted their guilt in reporting that. We must not forget that angle. Third, crime that is happening is because of certain social evil. Yes, there was some reporter who accepted his misreporting and all other things that was there in the news. Times now
covered it. Murder should also happen, right? Then robbery should also happen.
That happened. And I'm not lying. You can cover
Stabbing
your own
should happen in broad daylight. If you say crime is happening because of a social evil, Raman Mallik, I'm sorry, I take tremendous offense to the tone of your voice. That you suggested that the Sarnpanch who was on the show did not do his job, and the government, and let me quote you, you said, we broke a lot of procedures to give these girls what they wanted. Let me tell you, you did not do anybody any favors by allowing the school to teach up to 12th standard.
That is why I am narrating
also,
it on your television.
The problem is the fact that these girls could not walk down the street and go to the school in the next village without, and I'm quoting them, having boys pull at their dupattas, throw water on them till their kurtas become see-through, and then they went on to say they do things to us that we're not comfortable talking about. Have you solved that problem? And I'm going to ask you the question again. A 10-year-old girl is pregnant in Rohtak from rape. Mr. Raman Mallik, what sort of a state are you running? What sort of a state are you running?
Ma'am, let's understand. If you want to go on to talk on all those issues, let me tell you, this particular thing of rape and molestation and all, it is more of a mental and psychological problem than a law and order
Obviously,
problem.
no, it's a mental and psychological problem with the state government.
We expected that. We must improve our society.
Problem with the state government. Now I'm opening this up to the rest of the panel, and I will not intervene.
So you will not take any action. You will shirk your responsibility, and you will try all your jugaad and compromise even in rape cases, and you won't catch the culprit.
Such a light statement of a crime.
One line from me.
This is a crime.
Sorry.
Nobody is going to be spared. Believe me.
Great. But you already, Mr. Raman, you've already spared the police officer who did not take the complaint of the parents of the girl. That goes to show there's something wrong in your system.
This is sending the wrong message to all the people who are watching.
Your police people are behaving irresponsibility. They're not infusing any confidence in the ladies of the city. There is something wrong with the police force. Either they're being fed money or they are taking bribes or what, or they're afraid. That goes to show that you're not serious.
Have you even understood what let me just translate for our audience. Let me just translate for our audience what Mr. Raman Mallik just said. Mr. Raman Mallik said, "Ki fark pende? इससे क्या होगा? आपको FIR क्यों दर्ज करनी है? आप घर जाइए ना, ये तो चलता ही रहता है, आप जानते हो, ये तो चलता ही रहता है."
Who said it? You are saying wrong. I never said
you said it's an emotional issue.
You said it. Now, if you want to talk,
it's a matter of life and death.
But let me point out, one second. Raman Mallik, if you want to talk about mental problems, I have a criminal psychologist on the panel. All my panelists are highly qualified, very carefully handpicked. Anuja Kapoor is a criminal psychologist. Anuja Kapoor, please tell us. Is it a law and order problem?
I do not question their qualification.
Yes, you know what it is, Mr. Mallik. Now you will listen to me again.
What we are doing here
is the psychology
we are not finding a problem.
You don't want to understand because
if you want to understand, I need to give. But you're not ready to listen to those answers.
And you being a pervert, you are being a spokesperson of your CM. Do you understand that? So you are pervert and you are psychologically imbalanced. It is not about the criminals you are talking about. It is the people like you who make the other person imbalanced.
So Anuja Kapoor, for anyone, for all of the learned panelists, I have one question. Ramakant Gaur, who is a Supreme Court senior lawyer, has not spoken yet. Ramakant Gaur, my question to you is this. Is rape a mental problem or is it a law and order problem? Please help us understand. According to the Constitution of India, according to the Indian Penal Code, where does rape lie? Is it a mental issue or is it a law and order issue, Ramakant Gaur?
What did the lady say I was?
It is both.
I want to understand what did she say
it emanates with the psyche of a criminal.
I want to understand what did she say I was.
A gentleman is not allowing another to speak. I mean, he should have the patience to listen to others as well. So, a criminal's psyche is allowed to grow in the state of Haryana. See, it may be an individual's problem to commit such dastardly act, but this is prevalent. No action has been taken on the earlier complaint filed by the victims, and it is not in this case. Let me tell you that this is happening all over Haryana, and from my personal experience as a lawyer, I can tell you, you go to any police station with a complaint and they'll not listen to you for months together. So this is the state of affairs in Haryana. So if somebody vouches for the law and order situation, it is absurd, it is lie, it is complete lie. So as far as this particular act is concerned, it happened because of the careless attitude.
I can prove you wrong here, sir. I can prove you wrong here.
Sir, I have the data available with me as far as my personal experience is concerned.
Please give us the data, Mr. Gaur. Please give us the data, Mr. Gaur.
I can prove you wrong on this channel. Sitting right here, I can tell you how you can, as a lawyer, simply or as a normal citizen, can file a complaint sitting here, maybe in Mumbai, or in any district of Haryana.
Sorry, gentlemen, I practice.
Please allow Mr. Ramakant Gaur to speak. He has data he'd like to share with us. I'm sure my audience is very interested in the data he has. Mr. Gaur, please go ahead.
Last year, I filed a complaint on behalf of the company, which is a multinational company, and till this moment, I mean, for 8 months have passed, and the complaint has not been converted into the FIR because of local MLA of Gurugram. This is a matter of record. This complaint is lying with economic offences wing. And an MNC could not get this FIR registered.
I am really shocked and appalled to sort of hear that a complaint can remain outstanding for 8 months. It's shocking.
That is right. Yes, gentlemen, this is a matter of fact. And we had to approach to the court. See, ultimately after 7 months,
let me remind you that you can make that statement about a complaint that was actually taken. But when a Dalit family walks into a police station with a complaint about harassment of their 20-year-old daughter, how many complaints do you think are actually written? What do you think is the reaction that the police there have given that family? The father of the victim told us yesterday कि हमें धमकाया और हमें भगाया वहाँ से.
And yesterday, when you played the clip of that call, he said that he compromise हो गया था. And one other panelist said that in one particular area, more than 40 cases of rape were compromised. How can you compromise rape cases? She said more than 40 cases she has discovered, they were compromised. Wow. So if this is the kind of jugaad philosophy and this is the kind of a compromise theory in everything, then God help the state.
Incompetency of the state. This is the incompetency of the police. They need to understand, and then Mr. Mallik will say that, Mr. Mallik. And then, Mr. Mallik, please. Then Mr. Mallik will put it forward that this is a case of a psychological disorder and the mental health. I think he has started, seeing so many of FBI cases. I think he's opened up this channel. So he's trying to put that psychological cases also in between. Now you have to understand, even if it is a psychological case, and you know, sir, you need to have the areas, the psychologists, the consultants to take care of it. It is,
you know, Raman Mallik, you might be holding up a paper in front of your camera, but let me point out, for a state that has proven to be inflating its gender ratio numbers, for a state that we have proven does not register FIRs, any sort of data you show us right now is not going to win our confidence.
Mr. Mallik, if you please listen to me and not interrupt. We've heard you for the past 45 minutes, and to state that this is not a law and order situation, but something which is personal, familial, and social problem, is to cloak this entire thing with a sense of leniency and insensitivity that does not behove you sitting in the position of a BJP spokesperson and as a spokesperson of your state. In fact, that kind of a statement tends to demean and deface your state. That is one. Number two, with due respect to you, Mr. Bhattacharya, law and order is definitely a state problem, but at the same time, this issue of rape, sexual assault, etc. comes under the umbrella of Ministry of Child and Women Welfare, which is a central ministry. So there is a Nirbhaya fund which was formed after the Nirbhaya case, where 1,000 crores have been plowed in every single year, and it's sitting with 3,000 crores. Now that is a central fund from the Consolidated Fund of India. Now that is a central subject. Law and order is equally a central subject. So, and I think with Delhi's adjacent nature to Gurugram, I think this is something which the Delhi police also and the government at the highest level needs to take it up.
This is a flyer that should be handed out to all residents of Gurugram. A flyer that says, hey, listen, is it my responsibility to keep you safe? Is it my responsibility to put up street lights? Is it my responsibility to put up CCTV cameras? Is it my responsibility to collect your taxes? Guess which one the Gurugram government will checkbox. Because they are collecting taxes from the various families that live in the city of Gurgaon, that pay taxes on a regular basis.
I find that too amusing. I find that too amusing how you twist word, Faye. Somehow you are twisting statements today. When did I say that streetlights were not our responsibility? I only said that covering every inch of a state is not possible, and there is no state in the whole goddamn world where every inch is covered by a CCTV
Raman Mallik, don't get upset.
camera.
Now here's my counter question.
That is what I said, and you twisted the statement right here.
My counter question to you: in all of Gurgaon, when that car drove around for 5 hours raping that girl, didn't you get a single camera? Not one? Not one grab from a single camera that you could have zoomed into and got the number of the car? Not one?
Please read the report. Please read the report. The entire incident did not happen in Gurgaon.
The girl was kidnapped in Gurgaon. They must have driven out of Gurgaon into Delhi. Are you telling me you don't have a single CCTV camera, not at the toll bridge?
At 2:30.
How did they get from Gurgaon to Delhi without crossing a toll?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
How did they get from Gurgaon to Delhi? How did you get from Gurgaon to Delhi without crossing a toll bridge? How? Did they pay toll?
Oh my God.
Do you have CCTV cameras at the toll nakas?
What kind of answer is this? We have already formed SIT. The award of 2 lakh
SIT will stop at your border.
The intelligence is working. Every possible angle.
You know, if I was a woman, if I was a woman living in Gurgaon, I would be packing my bags to move today.
Taken into account. What? And
ask him, SIT mein whose people are sitting? It's SIT, his people are only sitting there.
Ma'am, that's your discretion.
Mr. Mallik, what kind of message you are sending?
That is not my discretion, that's the reality of life.
What kind of message you are sending that your SIT will stop at the border of Haryana, and if the car would have moved into Delhi,
Sujay, are we saying that from this girl's house to drive to Delhi, that entire stretch of road, you didn't have a single camera? Not one?
Absolutely. To harm any citizen.
You should be sensitive. You should be sending out a positive message so that the people who are watching this program, the would-be criminals, there are would-be criminals also watching your program, this program. You should be sending out a message that dare you touch a woman, I am going to go after you, and I am going to catch you, and I am going to convict you.
Definitely
Mallik, that is the message you should send today. This is an opportunity. Please take this opportunity. Don't try jugad over here.
This is the message coming out of the Haryana government.
What law can do.
This is the message that is coming out of the Haryana government. That if you pick up a girl, अगर आपने लड़की उठा के लेके गए तो हमें याद पता नहीं हम तो 2 लाख का हम रिवॉर्ड लगाएंगे.
They don't have powerful people. They don't have powerful family members. They have to face this. This is the message you are giving.
Exactly.
I want to raise a larger issue.
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, if I may.
Sir,
see, my larger issue is
there are people who are anti-social element and
can I just
you've done nothing of the sort.
We have picked them up and given
Listen,
them
let me point out, Mr. Raman Mallik, I have a team that does excellent research. Please don't make these attempts. We know that you started some version of your own Romeo, anti-Romeo club.
I can give you figures too if
you had actually done anything of the sort, those girls wouldn't be sitting there on a hunger strike for 7 days because men were pulling their dupattas and throwing water on their kurtas. Okay? If you had achieved something, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Mr. Raman Mallik, I will thank you to listen to the other panelists, please. Please listen to the other panelists.
Whatever crimes have happened as of now, there should be an immediate conclusion of investigation and put them to trial. And secondly, an equally important aspect is that the state government must ensure that similar situation shall not recur again, and all possible action must be taken.
No, I'm sorry, with this kind of a message, I'm not very hopeful.
With this sort of a mindset, I think we've discovered on this show where the mindset problem is. Where the mindset problem is.
Mr. Mallik, I have a suggestion for you. I think what you need to do is, I'm sure you've heard of the Nirbhaya case, Supreme Court judgment on May 5th. The Supreme Court patted the Delhi police for doing a wonderful job. Haryana police it's very close to the Delhi police. Ask them, tell them to please ask the Delhi police how to do this investigation. They might be able to help you guys out. and doling out. I've been listening to you for the past 50 minutes. Apart from defending Gurugram most vigorously and vehemently, which you have taken it as a personal affront, you have lost sense of the fact that there is a girl who has been raped and brutalized, and thereafter three girls, and one has been the Rohtak case, and then this girl who's been roamed around for 5 hours, and then a girl who's been impregnated.
So Swapnil, I just want to, I have voices on the phone line of viewers. I just want to get them in. Sultan is on the phone line from Mumbai. Sultan, very quickly, make your point.
Yeah, hi Faye. I had called up earlier during the New Year's incident in Bangalore when a girl was groped. And, again, there was inaction from the police. The confidence in the police was not there. The victim did not go there.
Yes.
Now, again, we have a minister on the channel saying that, keep the autos clean. And somebody says the dress code should be proper. These are not honorable ministers. They are, in fact, horrible ministers of the country. And they should...
So the minister you're referring to is the Transport Minister of the state of Karnataka. But specific to this conversation, do you have something to say, Sultan?
Absolutely. I feel the Prime Minister Modi needs to come on the citizens of the country and speak about the women's safety. He launched this Beti Bachao program, but after that, we have not heard anything. In fact, the women's safety has deteriorated right from the day he set the Beti Bachao program. So why not he come and make an open declaration that, yes, there is a war now against rapists and, all these kind of...
Why can't we do a surgical strike against rape? Why can't we do, a demonetization of demolestation of our country? Sanjeev Kohli is on the phone line from Delhi. Sanjeev, go ahead.
This question is from Mr. Mallik.
Yes.
When not a single arrest was made on after the Murthu gang rape, how can we expect the Haryana police to do anything in this case? The same officer is still sitting in the Haryana police.
Absolutely. What have you done? Rajiv Sharma in Chandigarh. Rajiv, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, it's very shameful for these BJP representatives to come on the TV and make these kind of pretexts. I have seen they just talk like, small police cops who always say that somebody should come up and make a complaint to the police. They need to come up, they need to graduate from this, and they need to behave like administrators. I'm very sorry. Today we also saw, the girls who were sitting on hunger strike for 8 days, and they took them 8 days to those girls, little girls.
Yes.
Very shameful.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Rajiv Sharma. I'm going to give the last word to Anuja Kapoor. Anuja Kapoor is a lawyer in Delhi. Anuja, unfortunately, we've received no answers in the last 1 hour. No satisfactory answers, Anuja.
Because, he is more concerned about putting this thing definitely on the channel that this is all a psychological thing. So he's already parted in his mind that this is a psychological issue. This is not related to the state issue. So when the state realizes that they have no accountability, responsibility or liability, how can you defend it? So now what is happening is they should be definitely, what I feel, sir, Mr. Mallik, that, there should be a competition between the Delhi police and the Gurugram police. At least if you think of this way, please understand that, sir, you want to do a competition, who's safe and who's not safe. So please make your area safe so that at least when you talk about it, we also hear and we also clap for you and give you a standing ovation. So let's if you want to really
that's a very good point, Anuja. And just for data's sake, because we like to rely on data on this show, the Haryana police sanction and the actual police strength, there's a 50% difference between it. There are those many vacant positions for the Haryana police that have not been filled. 13 police stations in and around Sonipat itself, but the woman who was dumped in the empty plot lay in the sun for 2 days before anybody discovered that body. Haryana ranks 4th in the number of gang rapes in this country, and the thing that is very obvious from the state of Haryana is the nature of the crime, which is heinous and almost animalistic in the manner that it is conducted. It seems like the state government is very concerned about image management at this point. They want to make sure that it doesn't make them look bad. It doesn't hurt their reputation. I have news for you to the government of Haryana. Your image is already gone. None of us in this country think that you're a good government anymore. The data is open for us to see. Just because this channel has picked it up and put it on the national platform does not mean the data is lying. It's available for everybody to look at. Young men who are smashing faces in with bricks, who are running over people's heads because they decided to rape someone. Young men who are picking up girls from outside their doorstep and raping them for 5 hours in moving cars. Why does this happen? It's not the mindset. It's because the police is completely and utterly useless. Or the police is completely and utterly corrupt. In which case, in both cases, the buck stops with the Chief Minister of Haryana. Mr. Khattar, your resignation is the one thing that will make this better. If the central government is really serious about Beti Bachao, demand that Manohar Lal Khattar tender his resignation and leave his office as a peace offering to those women who lost their lives and those women who continue to live in Haryana in fear. Show us that you mean it. Either show us you mean it or stop saying Beti Bachao, because it means absolutely nothing unless you back it with action. Now is the time to stop talking about it and actually doing it. We're watching.